Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hi There Out. Tonight we're going for beer from Drynks Unlimited. Which one is it? It's this one. It is Smashed Pale. And Smashed Pale says it's craftily brewed pale ale with hops, barley and tropical notes. It weighs in at a really heavy 0.0% ABV, and it tells you on the back that we start with craftily brewed premium beer, then all the alcohol is gently swept away to leave only pure satisfaction. A light, refreshing pale ale that's a fusion of traditional and modern, a pale copper colour with hints of caramel and toffee, finished with an American-style hop for a passion fruit aroma. Interesting. Forget boring AF, this is refreshing AF. So yeah, it's I think it's the last one of the range of Drynks Unlimited that I've got to hand. So yes, hope we end on a winner. So let's get it open and into a glass and see what we think. So we're going to pour into my Jump Ship brewing glass. The pour is pale, but not as pale as I was expecting, which is a good thing. Well carbonated. Get a bit of a head on there. Yeah, there we go. So we have, is it copper? I'd say it's more dark gold than it is copper, but it's crystal clear, and you've got just over a finger's worth of off-white, reasonably consistent head. You've got a few larger bubbles, but on the whole, it looks like a pretty decent beer. So yeah, it looks alright. Let's have a whiff. Oh, okay. So it's got that burnt toffee thing going on. I'm not getting the passion fruit on the aroma. Definitely like that burnt toffee malt, that cinder toffee thing going on. There's a traditional sort of British hop to it as well. I know they say there's an American hop sort of added to it to give it that passion fruit aroma and flavour, but I'm getting all old school in that. I think Challenger, Goldings, that kind of bittering hop. It's got that old school aroma. Anywho, so it smells nice. It looks good. Does it taste good? Let's find out. Cheers. That's interesting. I like that. The first thing I'm going to say, it hasn't got that ridiculously sweet malt that a lot of alcohol-free beers have, particularly pales. So that's a good start. The body is light. The flavours are interesting. You've got that cinder toffee up front, and it's all on the malt, and it's really kind of interesting. The hops are there, but they are very much second fiddle here. Pales tend to be slightly more hop forward, but I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not missing in any way, shape or form, but the malt is dominant. And it's a nice malt. It's a real winter warmer. It's the pale ale for the winter. I like. It's not overly bitter. It's not overly sweet. It's well balanced. You've got that, like I say, cinder toffee type malt profile coming forward with that. And it is old school hop. I must admit, I'm struggling to get any of the passion fruit. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because what you got in the glass is nice. It's old school. It's an old school pale. And that to me is a good thing. I like it. The finish is pretty short, pretty sweet, because that bittering sort of caramel flavour dissipates quite quickly into a more traditional sweet malt. Not that overly sweet malt, just like a solid kind of biscuity malt profile. And the hops are very much, like I say, balanced but light. There's a slight dryness to the finish as well. Yeah, caramel and biscuit malts, very much prominent here. I like that. I like it. It's nice to get a pale ale from the alcohol-free range that is a bit more old school. So yeah, I like it. So, Drynks Unlimited at only 55 calories a bottle. Your smashed pale is really quite nice, but this, oh, well, let's say, what do I think of it? We're going to go to Untapped first of all. And the Aid Memoir has got a really low number of check-ins. It's only 72 with an average score of 2.80. But that's going to change when I upload mine in a bit. So my scoreboard of joy is going to cover the usual 5 suspects, which are the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. So what do we think of them? Well, looks, let's pour the rest of the bottle and then just re-review that there. Get a bit of a head going. There we go. I think we can all agree that's a pretty good looking beer. It's got a lovely colour, like I said, that dark gold colour with an off-white head that when you give it a bit of a hard pour is actually a bit more consistent. It's a bloody good looking beer that, and it gets a full point from me because it's really looking nice. So, someone forgot to turn his notifications off, didn't he? Anyway, aroma is nice, but it doesn't give me what I wanted and what it said it was going to give. I'm not getting the passion fruit, but it is old school, it is traditional, it's pleasant. Caramel, biscuit, old school British bittering hops. I like it, it's good, but I can't give it the full points. It doesn't deliver on everything that it said. So it's going to get a 0.75. No passion fruit to me. Body, I like them a bit heavier than this, but don't get me wrong, it's not watery and insipid in any way, shape or form. It's just a little bit on the light side. Still good though. It works nicely and it's very refreshing in the mouthfeel as well. It's a little bit effervescent, but not overly so. It's nice and balanced in that sense. It's going to get the good score, the half. Taste is king, and here we have got a good one. You've got none of that ridiculously sweet sort of malt that you get in a lot of alcohol-free beers, and you've got a beautiful sort of caramel malt, and it fades into a biscuit malt sort of taste as well. Again, there's no passion fruit, but the hops that are there are pleasant, they are balanced, and they play nicely with the malt profile that you've got. It's a little bit better than good. I'm not going to be quite so harsh as I could have been. Still going to get the 0.75. And the finish. I look for longevity, I look for hops, and I look for power. This one, it is a little bit light on the finish. It's short, it is sweet, and whilst it's nice, it could do with just a little bit more oomph and a little bit more of that hop to come through. So it's going to get the smallest score I can give it here, unfortunately. Not 0, no, it's going to get the quarter because it's just not quite got what I'm looking for there. So we have 1, 2, 3 and a quarter and a 5, which is a little bit more than the Untapped score of 2.8. So yeah, I like it. I do. It's really quite nice. Yeah, it's just missing those tropical notes, unfortunately. Otherwise, it'd have been a really, really, really tasty beer. So yeah, there we are. A good one to finish on from the Drynks Unlimited range, and I suggest give them a try. So on that note, ladies and gents, boys and girls, I want to say that's been the beer. I've been Nick. Down there are some buttons. You know exactly what to do with them. You've got like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish, and I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.